All right, welcome in everyone. Today we've got an absolutely fantastic explainer lined up for you. We're going to be breaking down a really special analysis of episode 113 from the Active Connection channel, specifically looking at their incredible Pokemcaçada series. Look, if you've ever felt that undeniable electric itch to just hunt down the perfect pack of cards in the wild, you are in the exact right place today. Okay, let's dive into this. We're going to deeply explore the true collector's mindset, really analyzing what drives us to hunt for these items in the most bizarre, unexpected places. Because, well, as we all know, it's not just about the cardboard, right? It's about the adventure.
But before we get into the nitty-gritty of episode 113, I want you to ask yourself a question, and I want you to really think about it for a second. What is the weirdest place you have ever bought Pokemon cards? Just picture it in your mind. We've all been there. You're out doing normal, boring, everyday errands, literally not thinking about the hobby at all, and suddenly, out of the corner of your eye, boom, you spot them. The familiar foil packaging, you get that instant rush of adrenaline. It's a shared empathy we all have for the thrill of the hunt. We collectors just kind of can't turn off that radar, no matter where we are.
So, Section 1, the most bizarre place where the hunt happens. In this episode, the hunt didn't happen at a typical hobby shop or a local card convention or even a toy aisle. It happened completely in the wild. You know, when you're a dedicated collector, your brain is always mapping out potential treasure troves, but sometimes, the environment throws an absolute curveball right at you.
To put this into perspective, look at the common locations on the left. Your local comic book stores, dedicated hobby shops, big box toy stores. That's exactly where you expect to find trading cards. But look at the reality of this specific hunt on the right. Ace Hardware. Yes, an American hardware store famous for tools, plumbing supplies, construction materials, and, apparently, Pokemon Stellar Crown booster packs? I mean, it is absolutely absurd. Imagine walking past heavy steel wrenches and power drills, only to find a cardboard display of Stellar Crown. It perfectly captures that, wait, am I seeing things moment that makes hunting so incredibly addictive.
Moving on to Section 2, the price of curiosity. Is it worth the risk? Well, we gotta talk about the catch here. Because finding a booster pack nestled between bags of cement and paint cans usually means you aren't exactly getting standard retail prices. These weird, out-of-the-way locations often come with a bit of a premium.
And that exact premium here? $7.99. As the host noted, that is noticeably above the standard rate for a single booster pack. Logically, any experienced collector looking at that number knows they are overpaying. But when you are standing in a hardware store, totally out of context, and you see that single pack just staring back at you, the irresistible urge to buy it totally takes over. You're not just paying for the cards anymore, you know? You're paying for the story. You're paying for the pure anomaly of the situation. Literally, who could walk away from that?
And this brilliantly illustrates the mental gymnastics we do as collectors. Is the luck here different? That direct quote perfectly captures the psychological justification we all use to buy overpriced packs in weird spots. The collector's hope is that, hey, because the location is weird, the pack must be magical. Surely, a pack of Stellar Crown sitting in an Ace Hardware for almost $8 has been waiting there specifically for you, right? It's the grand superstition of the hunt. We convince ourselves that odd circumstances guarantee amazing lucky pulls.
Section 3 is the opening ritual in the tension of the pack. Now, I want to slow things down just a second here. Think about the physical act of opening a pack. The host actually held onto this specific hardware store pack for several days, letting the anticipation brew just to open it on camera. That takes immense willpower. There's this deeply tactile, suspenseful experience to this ritual. The crinkle of the foil, that split second before you make the first tear, where absolutely anything could be inside. It's like the Schrödinger's cat of the collecting world. Everything is simultaneously a basic common and a secret rare until you finally slide those cards apart.
Okay, let's move to the cards and see how this builds step by step. We start with step 1, the energy card, sliding it aside. Step 2 brings us the common cards. We see a Yamask, a Bombardier, and an Eevee. Solid, classic, but nothing crazy yet. Step 3, we move into the uncommons. We pull a Carnivine, an Azumarill, a Lumion, and a Tornadoes. The tension is peaking right now. We've bypassed the bulk, and we are finally at step 4, the back of the pack, the final reveal. This is the moment of truth for our weird, expensive hardware store pack.
A Cradily reverse holo. Yeah, as the host bluntly put it in his reaction, no good, no good, no good. It is utterly anticlimactic. You pay the $7.99 premium, you build the hype, you let it sit for days, and then a Cradily reverse holo. The pull quality was completely disappointing. It's the harsh reality of random booster packs. instantly shattering that fun superstition that the weird hardware store pack was somehow destined for greatness.
Which brings us to Section 4, the true value, or the collector's math. Because look, as true collectors, the crushing disappointment of a bad pull is really only half the narrative. If you solely focus on the financial return of the cardboard you just pulled, you're missing the big picture. There's a totally different kind of math going on in the collector's brain, and it's exactly what keeps us enthusiastically coming back to the hobby time and time again.
So the crucial point is, look at this breakdown. On the left, we have the physical value. The data is grim, bad cards, a high cost of $7.99, and a basic Cradily reverse to show for it. But look over on the right side at the emotional value, the thrill of the hunt, the guaranteed fun of opening a pack, and the highly unusual story of buying Pokemon cards alongside hammers and nails. The return on investment here isn't measured in cardboard. Those $8 were entirely worth it just for the fun of the hunt alone. You're paying for a memorable experience, and honestly, that pays dividends.
Section 5. Your hunt. Where does luck find you? So this brings it all right back to you, the viewer. This singular, bizarre Ace Hardware experience from episode 113 is just one tiny piece of the broader collector community's massive tapestry. We all have our own wild adventures. Sometimes you strike gold in a random gas station at 2 a.m., and sometimes you strike out in a dedicated hobby shop. The geography of where luck actually finds you is totally unpredictable, and that element of surprise is exactly why we love this.
The hunt never stops. I absolutely love this quote from the host because it channels that pure, enthusiastic persistence that defines our community. It reminds everyone why we stay in this hobby day in and day out. It is never just about getting the most expensive glittering card. It's about the joy of the journey. It's about always keeping your eyes peeled, whether you're buying groceries, on a road trip, or actually, scratch that, even when you're just picking up plumbing supplies at Ace Hardware.
And so, I want to end with the exact same call to action from the episode and leave you with a thought to take into the rest of your week. What was the most bizarre place you bought your cards? Think about your most ridiculous, unexpected location and comment below. Sharing these crazy stories is what makes this community so fantastic. I really hope this explainer reignited your passion and leaves you eager for your very next hunt. Keep searching, stay curious, and I'll catch you guys next time.